Hey, it's Min from the Art of Verbal War, where people learn to excel in verbal skills. Usually on this channel I talk a lot about verbal self-defense and how you can use those techniques to defend yourself from verbal attacks and verbal insults. But that's not the only thing you can do with verbal self-defense. You can also use it to get yourself out of bad situations. So this video is about how to deflect peer pressure verbally. But before we get to that, I do want to emphasize that it's really important to participate in life. Participate in the things that other people do and to participate together. However, the key to participation is that you want to participate on your own terms. You want to participate because you want to do so yourself, and not because other people coerce you or peer pressure into participating. Does that make sense? So this past weekend I was at a Super Bowl party, and about 3/4 later everyone was getting pretty bored, so they said, let's play this drinking game that I guess we all used to play back in college called Hour of Power. But you know, I'm not in college anymore and I had to drive home, so I really didn't feel like drinking anymore because I had already had a couple of beers. So that's peer pressure to drink, but it can also involve peer pressure to smoke, to do drugs, or to do other things. And in fact, it can get very, very serious. I've heard of people who have participated in crimes that they never intended to participate in, but because their friends peer pressured them into doing that. Now that's some serious stuff that I hope none of you will ever have to get into. So without further ado, let's talk about my two-step formula for how to deal with peer pressure verbally. So before I get to the first part of that formula, the goal is to show that you are taking ownership of the decision not to participate. Don't blame it on circumstances, and don't blame it on other people, like say your parents, or don't blame it on, like, say your girlfriend or boyfriend. Okay, take ownership of that decision. So the first part of the formula is to proactively declare a weakness of something that you know your friends are going to accuse you of. So here's some examples. I'm weak, so I'm gonna skip. You know, I'm not as gangster as you guys. I'm going to skip. Or I'm gonna be weak tonight. You guys go ahead. Or I'm gonna be super lame tonight. You go ahead. I'm gonna be a total loser, so I'm gonna skip. So that's the first part of the formula. Now the second part of that formula is to mention another plan of action. And what I mean by that is when you say that you have something else that you're about to do, then whatever plans that somebody else has for you, they cannot impose upon you. So if you have no plan, it's going to be a lot easier for somebody else to impose this plan on you, right? Does that make sense? So the first way you can do this is to find some other way to participate in the activity that doesn't involve doing the main activity. So instead of drinking, you could say, hey guys, I'm just gonna go take some pictures or take a video while you guys drink. And the second way to mention another plan of activity is just literally to mention another activity that you're going to do while they partake. So you could say, you know what, I'm just gonna go talk to those girls over there. Okay, so that's part two of the formula, which is mention another plan of action. Okay, so you add up these two parts, which are proactively mention the weakness. Number two, mention the plan of action. And there you go. You have a formula for dealing with peer pressure verbally. Okay, that's it for today. If you want to learn more about verbal self-defense, download a free copy of my Verbal Self-Defense 101 report, where you'll learn how to defend yourself from the most common verbal attacks and insults at www.artofverbalwar.com/YouTube. Okay, this is Min Lu from the Art of Verbal War. Until next time, keep being excellent.